All right.
Okay, we're back.
Hey,
we are back
Here we go.
with another episode of Cracking the Copyright.
Hey.
And today we have I'm Really a T-Rex in the house.
What's good?
Hey, I like
How
that.
y'all doing?
I like that.
I'm going to coin it.
Yeah.
That's what's
Maybe
up.
something.
Also, T-Ray is your name,
yeah.
so kind of just goes hand in hand.
You know, I figured close enough to the name. It's both an artist name and introduction at the same time. Why not?
Yeah, do it. Whatever,
I'm really a T-Rex.
Just don't go extinct, please.
The plan is not to go extinct, honestly. And my Twitter says survive the asteroid, so
I like
That's
that.
what's up.
You got to play into that.
100%.
Is this why you're watching the asteroid video today?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
yo,
just-
what?
I was watching how the dinosaurs went extinct this morning while we were making breakfast just so I could prepare for today.
Okay, yes. Secret tunnels. That's how I survived.
So do you sympathize with your fallen comrades that are the
I had a
dinosaurs?
Triceratops homie named Brad that I was super tight with. I'm kind of bummed that he died, but nature does its thing.
How did you do it? How did you survive?
I have secret tunnels, bro,
Oh.
They use these little arms off. Dug my way underground and just waited it out,
That's right.
Wrote
Yeah.
some songs underground, came out with an EP. What's
Oh,
up?
there we go.
Hell yeah.
Wow, you've been around a long time.
you
man.
know, been doing my thing quietly. So now trying to let people know. A lot of shit's happening in the world. Got pandemic, you got political craziness. I was thinking aliens would come next, but dinosaurs first.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
with that. I'm
You're
with that.
back.
Yeah, we're back. Exactly.
All right. I respect that. Well, and so thank you for being on the show. Basically, what we're going to do is obviously we're writing today. So
Yeah.
the goal of this show is to kind of dive into some things and get a bit of a clarity on writing something from a genuine place for your project.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, that's really the only place I write from. I feel like write your truth, someone will connect with it.
That's absolutely.
That's what we're about.
Hey.
All right, so what's the story here?
How do we know?
I
each
feel
other?
like I know you kind of a little bit through Austin talking about you all the time. So
all the time. Yeah, 24/7.
so where did this all come from?
Camp. Power Chord Academy.
Yeah, was that 2010?
2010. Yeah. What kind of band were you in again? I knew it was something like fancy. I know Austin came on the scene all dapper and shit.
I was in
Looking-
some bands, did
Yeah,
my
it was a
thing.
little pop star, a little pop rock.
The
kind
white
of vibe.
leather jacket vibe.
Hell yeah. If I remember
right.
correctly, that week. Wait, were you week 1 or week 2?
I was week 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, damn. Okay. He
yeah,
was
my
about that
parents
life.
really wanted to fucking get rid of me.
About that life, man. Yeah, but we met at Power Chord Academy, and that year that I went, where I met Austin, was an interesting one. I'm pretty sure it was the year that Billy, camp counselor, put me in 2 different bands. Cause I was there the year prior. And yeah, we just were cool from then and checked in with each other every now and again as years went by. I moved out to LA. He's out here in LA. And yeah.
Cool. So where are you originally from?
I'm from Barbados.
Okay.
Yeah, born
Hell
and
yeah.
raised. Went back. My mom's from New York, so I had ties to New York, and I'd be there often. Hence the Power Chord
Got
Academy connect.
Very cool.
Born and raised. I'm an island boy. Just
Yeah.
trying to make it.
I know.
Well, you've already made it once. Now
Made
you're
it
trying to
once.
make it again.
Yeah, no, making. Yeah, going for the double. 100%. I have no doubts, but it just takes a little bit longer second time around.
That's right.
So what was the first time?
First time was right after I met Austin. I was in a band called Cover Drive for 9 years.
Dope.
We put up a cover up on YouTube of Hey Soul Sister, and we got signed. We got signed to Polydor out of the UK, and we were signed to publishing Sony ATV here in the States. And yeah, moved to London, released some songs, had a number 9, a number 1, a number 3, and then our label dropped us.
After a number 1 record, their
After
label
number
dropped
1
them.
record,
Damn,
yeah.
dude.
No, it was a wild time. I was about like 18 and all that shit popped off.
Damn. So you're playing shows everywhere, doing the thing.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience because I went from, rehearsing in my basement to playing arenas and stadiums.
Yeah.
Like borderline overnight in terms of like how far
It's like a year.
yeah. And when
Within a year.
we wanted to do like schools tours and really kind of organically build our fan base, and they said, "Oh no, your song's already popular. You're too big for that now." So we were thrown on these big stages without, at least in my opinion, the proper training
Sure.
to fully capitalize on those bigger audiences.
Right.
But yeah, Cover Drive did its thing, and people loved it.
Opened up for Rihanna in the
Open
hometown.
up for Rihanna, yep. Open up for Rihanna in the hometown. Open up for Kelly Clarkson across the UK. A couple other UK artists you may not be familiar with. Ollie Murs, JLS, this rapper named Dappy. But we did the pop star shit, man.
I like it.
It was
They played
fun.
Hell yeah.
Capitol Ball FM at
We did,
Wembley
Wembley
Stadium.
Stadium. I played Wembley Stadium twice, actually. One for Summertime Ball, and the second time was for a rugby halftime show. We were the headliners.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, it was crazy.
Yeah,
It's
that's like iconic.
screensaver type.
Yeah,
shit,
right?
You know, like you can't even register how many people are in the audience. And my little snot-nosed ass was like, "Oh my gosh, I made it! Wow!" You
Yeah.
know? And my goal now as an adult, older adult, I should say, is to just beat my little 18-year-old self out the water.
I like that.
Maintain that shit, you know.
Yeah, you got
That's
it.
right. So what's it like going from that to starting over?
I can tell you the first year and a half was brutal. After being dropped, you know, at that point in my life, I had defined being a musician as being someone that had a record deal, sorry. And once I didn't have that, I had to kind of rediscover what it meant to be a musician, at least by my own definition.
Right.
So we did an EP with some friends of ours from the UK, and then I learned how to produce in Logic for my band because as popularity kind of dissipated, so did budget, and we couldn't afford producers that we worked with on the first album.
Yeah.
You know. So I learned to do that, and then we did college gigs, did a shit ton of college shows, and that's really how I rediscovered what it meant to be a musician. You know, it doesn't matter how many fans you have or how big your song was. If you're bigger than the music, then there's no point in doing this shit, you know? If you can't humble yourself and perform in front of a audience of one in a cafeteria where no one gives a shit, and if you can't do that and not have a good time, then what are you doing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it comes in highs and lows. And actually, funny enough, I have a new band now for my project, and they're asking me what my favorite show was, and they all expected me to say Wembley, but my favorite show was we had a gig in Milwaukee, and no one showed up. It was just the promoter. And he was like, "I'm so sorry, man. Like, you don't have to do it." I was like, "Nah, we showed up. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
What do you want to hear?" And we had a time. It was a great fucking time, bro. And
That's awesome.
No, it was.
I've played
the
my
best.
fair share of 5 people, 3 people.
Dude, it's great because when you can see the people looking at you, you really have to work for them. Like if you have a big ass crowd, sure, if your song's somewhat popular, they're gonna wow,
Yeah.
woo. It's easy.
Yeah.
But if you got to work for someone that you're looking right at, that's where the magic is, man.
That's true.
That separates the content creators from the musicians. You know.
I could see that. Yeah.
That's Austin always said, like, no matter what size we're playing, he's going to play it like he's in front of an
100%.
arena.
100%. Keep that stadium mentality, but
Got to sell every face in that crowd.
Exactly.
Every
Make
1,
it
2,
count.
10,000 faces.
because honestly, what we're allowed to do is a blessing. A lot of people don't get to pursue their dreams. A lot of people don't have support from their family units, and we're part of the chosen few. You know, and
That's very true.
we got to make every gig count,
Yeah.
no matter how many people. And that's what I believe in, because you never know.
Okay, well, before we get into current times,
Yeah.
I'm curious what the most crazy moment of being in that band and being on the road and doing all that. What are some of the most crazy moments that maybe are non-musical that stick out to you?
Non-musical. I mean, you meet a lot of really random people.
Yeah.
Jesse J once tried to steal something out of my backpack, which was, you know, we had a gig at some arena, and we caught this like charter plane back to England. We were in Glasgow, and I'm like, ooh, charter plane. There's like Jesse J on the plane. There's Pixie Lott. There's Dappy. I'm like, oh wow, there's celebrities on the plane and everything. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fire. I kid you not, the plane looked like they duct taped the wings onto it. It was the worst flight. So this is not musical, and shit was crazy and terrifying, and I had to bring to a paper bag half the time.
Damn.
But that moment sticks out to me. Another time was we had our label had really misappropriated its funds with regards to relocating us and looking out for us. We ran out of money. We were in England. And I remember we had a #1 song, but we're like pinching pounds trying to buy donuts for lunch because we had nothing. The next drawdown or next kind of deposit hadn't come through yet. And we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
About to starve out in these streets.
With the #1 record on the radio.
It's crazy, bro. It's like, and like you have to be cautious about how you walk around because people might recognize you or mob you or some kind of jungle's like, yo, we can't even afford a cab to get away from you people, right?
That's crazy.
What's another thing? Just realizing that you don't need, as I'll say again, you don't need the backing to do it. Just need the grit. Just need the confidence within yourself and your convictions. To know that you can do this regardless of who's rocking with you or not. You know, if your stuff sounds good, that's the main equalizer. If your stuff sounds good, someone's gonna pay attention eventually, you know?
Yeah.
Sync clap.
Yeah.
We're back. Before the camera came back talking about being multifaceted and wearing many hats in this industry. And I was telling y'all, well, briefly, before he told me to stop talking, that I went to this networking event, Cup of Troy, I think is the name of it, USC event. Pretty cool little thing. But I was there and this guy approached me and he's like, hey bro, I like your jacket. And I was like, word, thanks bro. Like, where'd you get it from? I was like, oh, I got it from here. He's like, what you do? I was like, I'm an artist, producer, songwriter. What about yourself? I'm an astronaut. Okay. Weird for an astronaut to be here at a singer-songwriter event, but to each their own. He said, yeah, you don't believe me, do you? And I was like, well, I don't like confrontation. I was like, well, it's, the first time I ever met an astronaut. I was like, oh, you been to Venus? Thinking it's like maybe like some sort of weed reference or some shit.
Yeah,
he said, no, I'm for real an astronaut. And he like got my number and texted me this article about him being an astronaut and shit. And I was like, okay, cool. Great, you're an astronaut. But this man is also like an artist. He was running for mayor of LA. Like he put a video up of him like voting for himself and shit. Makes his own toothpaste. This guy does a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hot damn. Like, I don't get it, but I can't knock the hustle. If you make it to space and drop an album from space, then more power to you, brother. But
So he was actually an astronaut?
from what it appears to be, yeah. The article said he's an astronaut. He posted pictures with some astronaut-y looking people.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, either
The con game is real, or the hustle is real. It's one of the two.
That's what I'm saying. As like, you know what? As long as you ain't hurting nobody, you go to space. all you want.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
He's the
feel
most
like-
multifaceted. This point I was making.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely one of the facets I need to explore. i am
100%.
very physics and space obsessed.
Okay.
I debated after high school going into the Air Force,
Oh.
applying to the Astronaut Academy and being a commander on a future Mars mission.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because I knew I'd be somewhat in the right age range for it.
Uh-huh.
And I still have that passion. I still study it like it's my job. And I'm going to apply to a mission 100%.
Damn.
But I hope that, it'd be dope to have a session on the moon or something crazy like that.
That'd be cool.
But just as that becomes more of a thing, I need to at least get to the moon before I die. And if it's Mars, even better. But
You really want to go all the way out to Mars?
oh yeah,
Okay.
I think there's something about you, because Earth looks like just another star
Mm-hmm.
when you're standing on the surface of Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Just looks like this one little tiny little dot.
Yeah.
And you can just simply put your finger over it.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as human history is concerned, as opposed to rovers and things we've sent out into space, everything is right there.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can put your finger over that and it's like it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think that feeling of being so alone, it feels freeing, I guess. Just the fact that all of a sudden, like, everything's right there and you're just standing on this other random speck of dust rock floating. And I think it puts it all in perspective.
I mean, the idea of that is fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'm also a space nerd. Interstellar's one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
ever.
Yep.
Like,
me too.
I
feel like it's not even top 5. It's just above your favorite.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I would love to go to space if it meant that my survival was guaranteed coming back to Earth.
For
But
sure.
since it can't be guaranteed, I'm cool with this little blue rock.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
But yeah, man, all the best to you. I hope you get to Mars or the moon.
No, I we need to dive into the space thing, maybe off this show
dude.
someday.
Oh, hey. I'm here for it.
Get into all the nerdy
Always.
stuff that everyone, when I start to talk to them, their eyes start to glaze over and they just kind of start staring through you.
I think the idea that I watched some video. I think it was like Kurzgesagt or something.
Yes.
Because I love them.
It's the best channel.
Dude, so good.
Oh my God, I have so many things to show you.
Dude, like when you zoom out, like just our entire existence, our reality is barely even a speck on the cosmic scale. We'll have to come back and do a space podcast.
Yeah, I'm down. Have Neil deGrasse Tyson in.
Dude, love
as a
that
guest.
guy. Love that guy. Love his voice.
And Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So soothing. Him too.
Bill Nye is dope.
Yeah.
All right, steer us back. Take us
Steer
back.
us back. Okay, well, Justin, you mentioned the word alone, and I was thinking, you're single now, right?
I am single.
So what was that like, going from being with all of these bandmates, being in a relationship at the time, to finding yourself alone? And maybe there's something in there we can write about.
I'm a serial monogamist, so most of my relationships go on for very long. I was dating my lead singer. We dated for 6.5 years. The breakup was rough, as you can well imagine, because it wasn't just a relationship ending. The band broke up. We went our separate ways. There was a lot to unpack in there. I felt like a lot of my identity went with that. And rediscovering myself as a person, who T-Ray was, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to say.
What does he want to say?
I mean, he just wants to be honest as he can in his music, and that's how I started writing for I'm Really a T-Rex project. After that breakup, I was really like, okay, there are a lot of thoughts going on in my head, and there's a lot of noise I need to figure out how to sift through. I don't have a therapist yet, so might as well write some songs,
Yeah.
And as I started writing, I came to this realization, like, oh shit, I can do this. I don't necessarily need a band. I miss my band. I miss the camaraderie that we shared, and just kind of like, if you're nervous at a show, you can look at your bandmate and they got your back. And it did feel isolating. It felt alone in that. But in that aloneness, if that's a word, I found my own power.
Not solitude.
Solitude, exactly. That's solitude. And then I named the first EP 127 Solace, because in that solitude I found solace. And 127 was my apartment number.
Oh, cool.
So did that EP in Florida, Orlando.
So you've been all over the place. You grew up in Barbados.
Yeah.
Moved to London.
Yeah.
Florida.
New
Now here in LA, New York.
Wasn't it like Virginia or something for a minute?
Lived in Maryland.
Maryland.
Lived in Maryland for a little while. The band moved from Barbados to Maryland for the U.S. college circuit that we did. And that's how I've been to, you said Minnesota's where you're from?
Yeah.
Yeah, been in Minnesota many a time. We booked 220 shows from our showcase at NACA.
Wow.
And that gave us 3 years of gigs, which was fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shows.
No, a lot of shows, bro. Packed all our shit into a Toyota Avalon and just hauled ass cross country.
Wow.
Yeah, you learn a lot about yourself and the people around you when you're in a packed little van.
Luckily my bandmates, we had been tight for so long because Barbados is so small. Amanda babysat me, so I knew her from time. Jeremiah and I were the same age, so we'd be at all those same parties. Barry, my mom already managed, so we were a good little unit. Barry could drive the longest. I was the best navigator. Jeremiah and Amanda would fall asleep in the back.
Yeah, you all fall into your roles.
Exactly.
And so now you have all those hats on your own.
Yeah, essentially.
So where do you find, now that you've developed and gotten through the breakup and all of that, where do you find the inspiration to keep going on your own now that you cleared out that noise?
I realized that if I just write what I'm feeling and be true in my music, someone will relate to it. I learned a lot during that alone time that your silent storm isn't solely, someone's experienced a similar silent storm, if you get what I mean.
Absolutely.
Your problems are not individualized. They may feel so, but you can just talk to any random person on the street and they're probably going through a heap of shit that you would have no idea what they're going through,
Yeah.
That dawned on me in particular. I wrote a song called Thanks, which was kind of like an ode to the breakup. Just lyrics go, hold your lighters up if you've ever lost a friend, if you were sad for a time, but you made it by discovering a strength within. If I never see you again, I want to say thanks for the times, the highs and the decline. Thanks for everything. There's beauty in pain. And I wrote that song just for myself as a kind of like a journal entry type deal. And one of my homeboys messaged me and said, bruh, this song's getting me through some shit.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for this. And, people say, oh, I love your song, help me out. But when your bro messages you and says, I felt that shit, I was like, oh man, I gotta keep doing this.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's
keep
really cool.
being true in my music. So that's what I continue doing.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of writing my second EP now. EP's
Which
called
is why we're here today.
exactly Secrets Behind a Smile. Is the name I'm going with. And writing my truth, man, is all I really know how to do. I feel like if you wear a mask, you only keep it up for so long. And when that shit crumbles, you lose a lot with it. So why not just be honest with your music?
That's true.
I
mean, you essentially be like an actor that's constantly writing your own script and like what?
It gets exhausting, man. Some people can do it.
Yeah.
Some people do it, but most people can't. I got ADHD, bro. I can't focus on too many things at the same time. I attention shifts. So if I'm just honest, if I'm authentic, then normally
That's your seed of truth.
exactly. So that's my mindset. And yes, I'm doing things on my own, but because of the Cover Drive experience, I've learned a lot. So things that would have affected me when I was younger don't now. Something as simple as go to a networking event, you see someone you think is real cool, or you vibe with their creativity, say, hey, yo, let's link. Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You never hear from them again. That would have bothered me when I was 18. Now I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, right.
On to the next.
I'll see you when I see you. Things don't affect me the same way. And I have a template, like a non-starstruck template. I know how to operate in studios. I know basic creative decorum, so to speak. I have it down, and I now know what I need to move forward. So for my project, I was like, okay, cool. I know what I can do. I know I don't want to do this shit alone. Let's see what resources I have available to me. So Facebook, put some Facebook ads out, found some band members. Really lucked out with my band members, the new ones.
Awesome.
They're some awesome people. Talented as all hell, down to earth. And one prerequisite I had for joining my band is you gotta be a nerd in some way, shape, or form. And they're all nerdy. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
We have a great time.
That's awesome. That's perfect.
So what was it like going from drummer to frontman?
I already had some experience doing so. Amanda and I shared, well, she was primary lead vocalist, but there were songs that I would carry the lead. And there were some instances during our touring where, Amanda might not have been feeling well or wasn't feeling fully confident to carry the show, and I'd have to step up. So I already had a bit of practice, and my dad is actually a frontman, and I've watched him play shows when I was a kid. So I have a point of reference. So the transition wasn't as hard as you think it would be.
Gotcha.
You may second guess yourself. Your inner saboteur may say, oh, well, can you do it? Oh, they already got Anderson .Paak. What's going on? It's like,
Yeah.
no, they got Anderson .Paak, but they don't have a T-Ray.
That's right. Are you drumming in the band too?
I am.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, so I'm drumming mainly because I'm saving my drum slot for my youngest brother, Steele, who's an amazing musician.
That's cool.
Incredible musician. He can play everything I can play, no problem. He's just 11. He got to do some more school shit. He got to, it's like, I want to tour with you, T-Ray. I was like, all right, cool. When you're 16, come shout me.
Yeah, right.
But I am playing drums in my band. And I got 2 guitarists, a bassist, and a backing vocalist as of right now. All my bandmates sing. And they kick ass, bro. We just played our first show for Breaking Sound.
Nice.
It's awesome. So much fun.
Hell yeah.
Are you
So
breaking
much
the
fun.
mold and bringing the drums up to the front of the stage?
Whenever possible,
You
I would
did-
do
you
that.
have?
I haven't done it. Well, I've only played one show in LA so far.
Okay.
But I have like stage plots in mind where I would have the drum set forward.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And working on a hybrid setup where I can do some songs on my kit, hit some backing tracks for the drums, come up front, you know.
That's cool.
But yeah. Absolutely gonna.
Yeah, it's fun to play with stuff like that because then it's
100%.
just like interesting. It's like, wait, why?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a show. I find like too often now people are self-indulgent with their performances. Like, oh, they come to see me, you know. Oh, yes, yes. But it's an act of service. Musicians, we cater to the audience. You know, sure, we're doing our own music and we're trying to advance our own narratives and agendas, but
Yeah.
you want the audience to have a good time. You know, you want to put on a show for them, and that's what they connect with more so than, oh, you're so popular, I like you because you're cute. No, you want to come to my show and have a blast.
Yeah,
And then you
for
tell
sure.
your friend, oh, I had a great fucking time at this show. You should come out with me. And then it's organic that way.
community.
It's community, exactly.
Hell
That's how
yeah.
you get to Wembley, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, what rabbit hole do we want to go down today? Trying to write about what's true to you right now. That
True
you
to
think
me right
we should
now.
pursue?
I want to write I feel like I'm feeling grateful right now. My one of my bros, the same one who messaged me about my song, he got into a pretty rough motorcycle accident a couple weeks ago. Actually, at the night of my show, I was on my high, and his girlfriend called me, said he's been in a crash, and he got rocked for real. Like, he's gonna take a year to recover.
Yeah.
But despite him being entirely immobile, when I visited him the last couple of days, smiling every day, polite to all of his nurses, cracking jokes, you know, spinning in his wheelchair. And it's just, it struck me, man. It's like everything can go wrong in your life, but there's still something to smile about, you know? There's still something, despite all the shit. I mean, homie broke both his legs, arms, pelvis, and he's still fucking smiling.
Right.
Can you believe that shit, bro? Like,
Yeah,
and
I
he's a
mean-
proud dude. Like, he don't like anyone doing anything for him. And he's been able to kind of put that ego aside. He's like, okay, I got to slow down right now.
Yeah.
Let me find the positive in the situation. So I feel like write something feel good. You
I
know?
like that.
There's enough shit going on in the world right now. I'm sure you guys are more than aware of all the crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I
Just-
feel like it's kind of a just we've talked about it on the show before, but it's like you get these thoughts in your head. You get if it comes from something happening that you didn't like, or someone is mean to you, or wherever it comes from, you get this negative mindset, and it can just continue to spiral. And
100%.
then something like seeing your guy in the hospital is still just bright as day.
yeah.
It makes you be like, all right, shit. Like, I gotta stop.
100%.
I gotta stop worrying about this bullshit
100%.
and just live.
What matters? Honestly though, like, what's important? You got your life. You have your family. You have the ability to pursue your passions, to continue to create. I know that if I were in his position, I don't know if I would have been able to be as positive as he is.
Yeah, that takes some
It's-
strength.
Dude, seriously, like another level of strength. And I have, despite all the things that I find challenging and difficult and things I got to work through both mentally and physically and career-wise, shit could be a lot worse, you know?
Absolutely.
And like you said, you get too caught up in that negative mindset. Take a break and be like, you know what? I got some good things going on
Yeah.
in my life right now.
Right.
Even if they're minor, even if TikTok or Instagram may make me feel like it's not that special because not many people reacted to this happy moment in my life. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, it's special to you.
Yeah.
And that's all that counts. All that matters.
Well, even being able to sit here and have this conversation,
100%.
right? That's on a
100%.
level that we don't even really understand
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah. And it's, yeah, man, there's always reason to smile. Always reason to be grateful. So I feel like if we want to write something today, let's write something a little more Let's make people smile.
I like that.
All right, so let's dive into a few other things in your life that have made you feel that gratefulness, just so we can kind of add some color to the palette.
Okay.
To, have as much vibrance on the painting as possible.
Ooh, he's a lyricist.
Yeah.
What other moments, like, I mean, you've got a amazing mother that I've had the privilege of meeting quite a few times.
My mom is a G.
She is badass.
Straight up G. Mom's strong. Yeah, man. Grateful for mama. Just being able to call and just get some words of encouragement or...
Well, she's been part of your career.
Yeah, 100%. Since, well, not only making me, but she
did do that, yeah.
She got us the deal. Navigated through shark-infested waters when we were in England. Made sure that we didn't want for anything. Made sure if we needed something, she's like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. She did that. No one can take that away from her. She saw the talent in us and decided to develop us so much so, like, I was telling her the other day, just because the band broke up, don't let anyone ever tell you that this isn't a win for you with regards to Amanda on the Kendrick record. You saw the talent in her that no one else did. You developed her. You helped her get to where she is right now, even if you're not in the picture right now.
Yeah.
That's also your win. So mama's a G. Shout out to moms. Love you, mama.
Yeah, moms.
Other things I'm grateful for. My brothers are good. I got two little brothers. One's 11, one's 21. I just saw them recently. My 21-year-old brother came out to my show.
That's big.
Yeah, he had a great time. He got smashed.
Yeah.
He got smashed. He was wooing and hollering in the crowd.
Are you worried about the world they're inheriting?
I am. The world's a mess. The people in power just seem to keep making decisions. That's a very general statement, but there are people in power, I should say, that just keep making decisions that make you want to focus on how ugly a place the world is right now.
Yeah.
And that shit hurts.
So the world could use a little gratitude.
World could use a little gratitude. World could use a little happiness. World could use a little bit of, you know what, I know Supreme Court wildin' right now. Ugh. Super wildin'.
Right.
But what was it? In Interstellar, do not go into that dark night.
Yes,
Something
honestly.
along those lines,
Yeah.
There's the same thing that Matthew McConaughey was able to hold on to that silver lining despite being in a whole nother galaxy.
I like that.
Yeah, it's impressive how you keep such an optimistic outlook on everything.
You have to, man. It's like I mean, shit, this is my 12th year doing this thing here. Sure, it can be demotivating sometimes. Like,
especially starting at the highest of highs.
Yeah, man. It's like you get into that's your first introduction to the game.
Right.
As with a #1 record. And then you gotta indie it for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, we just hit the 10-year anniversary of our #1 song this year. And I was like, damn.
What was the song again?
Twilight. No Edward Cullen. Yeah, Twilight cover drive. Still bopping. I listened to it the other day. But yeah, I could be like, oh man, I'll never get there again. Oh man, what it's just not gonna work out the same way. I'm not with pop producers. No. Dave Grohl said if you made good music, someone gonna pay attention. It's just we're impatient people. What is for you won't miss you. And actually, speaking of, well, you said off camera, do I find it hard to support my former bandmates, in particular Amanda, because we were together? I don't find it hard. When I saw her on the Kendrick record, I felt so much pride. I was like, hot damn, you're doing your shit, girl.
Right.
Hell yeah. And also, it affirmed me. I was like, she hit twice. I can definitely hit twice.
Yeah.
You can't tell me no. You can't stop me.
Love that shit.
And so, yeah, man.
I like that. That's the first Interstellar reference we've actually had.
Really?
So.
I might have fucked up the reference, but
No.
the intention was there.
You killed it. I've seen that damn movie like
oof, so
20
good,
times,
bro.
maybe more.
So good.
Do you have any questions, Jess?
I'm just vibing. I'm still in the Interstellar world.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, I think it's I think it's refreshing to do that. And I think it's important to write about things like that once in a while.
Yeah, man.
Because, I think I usually think about when you're going to leave a review for a restaurant or a product or something. When are you going to leave a review or an experience? Either you had the worst time in the world and you're going to give it 1 star, 0 stars if you can.
Yeah.
Or you had the most amazing, outstanding time you could have ever had. So you're going to give it the best review you can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the middle that's missed, I think, a lot of times. So reviews for me are interesting because you're either going to, it's the people that hate it or love it, not the people that bought it and use it every day, but didn't it's good. So it doesn't hit your brain to be like, oh, I need to go say something about this.
Yeah, yeah.
So I find that a lot of times that applies in songwriting too, where it's like you're either, most of the time I feel like you're writing about problems or it's the drama or it's the heartache, the emotions of XYZ.
Facts.
So I like just kind of, this song isn't necessarily about, oh my God, I'm on top of the world and I'm running this shit. It's just, it falls in the middle in that category where the reviews aren't usually left. And I think the songs aren't written about as much.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
This is a happy, feel good about just enjoying life. Not necessarily, right? It's not necessarily like the worst things. It's not the best things. It's just,
It could be better. Could be worse, but the rain stopped for a little bit, so I'm gonna take a walk outside.
I like that.
That's,
cool. Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like you're a poet as well.
I know a couple things.
Been around the block a little bit.
Well,
I know this is one of our shorter episodes, but I'm pretty eager to just go get to writing.
dude, let's do it.
I think we shall.
All right.
Let's make some fun music, man. Music.
You want to real quickly tell everybody where they could find you?
Yeah, man. I'm really a T-Rex. You can find me on Instagram, letter I, letter M, really a T-Rex, or check out my website, I'mReallyATrex.com. Check out some merch. Check out Jam Mode. Super fun. I got a new song called Toxic Positivity that's out right now. A new one called Nice Guy Anthem coming out this week. I don't know when y'all gonna release this, but it might be out by the time this comes out. Check me out. Leave a review.
It'll be out, right? It'll be out before this one comes out. This will probably come out in the fall.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, then I have an EP out called Secrets Behind a Smile. Check it out right now. And yeah, thank you to Park Wild.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Awesome,
you.
Justin,
Let's go write
for
this
having me here.
smash.
Let's do it.